This year's theme for International Women's Day is to embrace equity. So equity isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have. It's a focus on gender equity needs to be part of everyday society. We can all truly embrace equity. It's not just something we say. It's not just something we write about. It's something we all need to think about, know and embrace. So this year we are creating a series of EV Cargo podcasts to embrace this year's theme, as it's something we believe in unconditionally. Hi, I'm Jeanette Wallace from EV Cargo at Preston Brook Runcorn. I'm the General Manager for the Northwest, and I'm delighted to introduce today's guest, who is Becky, who is one of the lady drivers that we have driving for us from the Runcorn depot. So hi Becky, thank you for joining us today.
Nice to be here.
Firstly, I'd like to know what inspired you to become a driver. Is this something that you wanted to do from a very young age, or something that somebody talked you into?
I was talked into it by my late husband, who thought it was a good idea. I think it was because he was lazy. He thought, take me into it and I'll do his job for him. Which I did most of the time. Yeah, I had a love of it. I literally went out one day with him and I fell in love with it. And
just there and then.
That was it, yeah. But I never intended to be a driver. My mum didn't intend me to be a driver either. She wanted me to be an accountant.
Oh wow. There's a massive difference there, isn't there?
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
So you went out with your late husband,
yeah.
Apologies, for one day, just to see what you thought of it, or he wanted to take you with it for the day.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be something that you enjoyed.
Yeah.
And you've not looked back since?
No, it wasn't long after that I actually booked my class 2 to actually do it. It was literally an instant love.
Yeah, straight through.
Yeah.
Fair play to you. So how would you describe a typical day in the life of Becky on the road as a driver?
It's I don't know whether there is a typical day in it, because we do a bit of everything, so there isn't really any typical about it. You know, it's every day is different. Every day is a learning day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wouldn't say there was a typical day to it, apart from obviously the checks and stuff that I've got done, but every day is totally different.
And obviously I know that you're a day driver.
Yeah.
So, and everybody associates driving with starting early, not getting any time to spend at home, not being able to have the right diets and do exercise. So how do you find that?
I totally disagree with it, to be here, especially because like if I only want to do 10 hours, that they cater for that. If I want to do 15-hour days, they'll cater for that as well. So I think a lot of people have that like bit of a bad vibe about it.
The perception,
that there's, you leave in the morning and you don't go back till the end of the week. It's not like that anymore. It caters a lot better now for family life. I think so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
is there any advice that, in hindsight, having done the job now for what? It was about 15 years?
About 15 years now, yeah.
Any advice in hindsight that you would have been appreciated being told at the start, that now you would think, I wish I'd known that at the start?
Yeah, I needed a better sense of humour.
To be out on the road.
15 years to get this funny.
Yeah. And is that because of the people that you meet? Is that that sort of when you're at the truck stops, if you like, with drivers, is that just because of the way other drivers are, the general attitude about drivers, or is that because it might be that it's customer related, that when you go to a customer site that they're not very receptive of drivers? Or
I think humour for me has always been a bit of a way around things, but I like to think that I start off on the right foot if you can get out and have a laugh about something that you've done, or I agree. Yeah. So I think for me humour is a big part of who I am as a person and a driver. I take it right through the job, but I think I'd like to think that most people you ask thought I had a good sense of humour. I have a laugh with most people that I come in contact with day to day.
And I think I'd agree with that humour side as well, because it's a very stressful industry.
Yeah.
So if you arrive at a delivery point, and let's say you can be either 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late, if the forklift truck driver's not in a good mood, you're on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
And so if you've got that banter and you can make a joke of it and make light of it, and it engages with them, whether it's warehouse manager, forklift truck driver, drivers at the truck stop, it just makes for a better atmosphere.
Yeah. I think wagon drivers don't get enough credit for they are some of the funniest people I've ever met, but people look at right, good laugh.
Bless. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest challenge for the gender equality in the workplace?
Not so much for us as drivers, but equal pay is a big thing. Like women, I don't think women get appreciated for what they do in the workplace. I think they're still classed a little bit like an underdog.
Yeah.
Equal rights as well, for the same reason. Like sometimes men get picked over the women for the job because of
because they're male.
Yeah, although they'll never say that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they'd never say it's because you're a woman. But I think it's still very prominent there, especially like higher up ranks. Yeah. Obviously, you'll find that because obviously drivers we don't really see that.
Yeah.
And the other one is whether the equal opportunities to advance in the industry. Like if I wanted to become, I don't know, like general manager, would the option or opportunity be there for me as a driver? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, so the growth and progression within.
Within the industry. Yeah.
And I think, I mean, again, we talk about how things have changed. I mean, certainly from my experience, I know we've chatted before. I've been in this industry for 29 years. I've been with EV Cargo now for 18 years. And I always use myself as that sort of example, that I started off in the office as a clerk, doing tachograph charts at the time and payroll. Obviously, you know, very interested in the job and where it could take me. And I can honestly say from my personal experience, it's never held me back. Yes, there have been times, you know, years ago where you thought, well, it's not going to be me, they're going to pick him, you know, but certainly now, and as a business, EV Cargo are, you know, actively trying to enforce more women and get more women involved.
Yeah. Well, we saw that, didn't we? When we went to that meeting, I was quite impressed, to be fair, at the opportunities, because women are right across the board in this company.
Yeah.
There's no like one particular place where you think there's only men there. There isn't.
There is women in all the depots now, and as we proved at the Lady Forum group that we did a couple of weeks ago in Newbury, it just shows that everybody has an opinion, that there are more women within the industry now, and that they don't feel, I don't think intimidated is the right word.
A lot more confident.
A lot more confident.
That's what I want. And know that you can get it. There's nothing really, no boundaries now, is there, to stop you from doing it?
Exactly. Has there ever been a situation inside or outside of work where you felt that maybe you haven't received the exact resources or opportunities you needed to succeed?
I don't think so, no. I mean, when I went for my license, they was offering a bit like a boot camp. It's totally different now, because obviously it's totally equal now.
Yeah.
But at the time when I went in, they wouldn't offer me the option of it because it wasn't. I remember sitting there thinking, hang on a minute. So I said to the guy, so, you know, hypothetically, there was a young lad out there wanting to be a hairdresser. Would you fund him? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, that's a woman's job. Surely that's classed as a woman's job. And I was like, I come out there with a bit of bitter taste, thinking, sod it, I'm going to do my own. I'll just pay for my own. But I was so furious that it was like the first time I'd ever
categorised.
Yeah, that had ever happened to me. And I come out there like really bittersweet, thinking that was awful. You know that.
So did you fund yourself?
Yeah,
then?
Fund myself. Yeah.
And that, simply on that comment that was made at boot camp.
Yeah, because I thought,
okay.
Yeah, but obviously now they wouldn't do that now. I'd just walk in now and get one. But then it was like,
and that's because you've got confidence.
Like 15 years ago.
Yeah, but you've got that confidence now that you would feel empowered almost to walk in now and almost say, well, yes, I can have it because you've been doing it and it's proven that women can do it.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. That's one of the things that I learned when, you know, that the survey I was telling you about for the forum. That's one of the things is people are frightened of it, and I think the fear of the unknown is what's holding women back from coming into the industry. Definitely,
coming into the industry in the first place, which is understandable. So obviously, following that focus group that we had, you've gone off personally and interviewed ladies at the hair salon, at the nail salon, at the supermarket,
the bus stop. Excuse me.
What do you think about and you've said to date now you've spoken to
41 women now.
41 women, and of those 41 women, and you've targeted yourself personally, we're speaking to 100. Of those 41 women, how many have said that if they knew more about the industry, they'd be happy to come and try driving?
Probably, I'd say about 10 of them. 3 are definitely interested. Like they're like, you know, as soon as anything comes available, I'm all there. So when you work it out, 3 out of the 41's not a lot, is it?
Well, it's not, but if you do that on a ratio, and at the moment, I think we said we've got something like 14 female drivers, and yet we've got 800 drivers employed. So I think ours was something like 1%, which is, again, it's pretty standard across the industry. It's not just within EV cargo. That's predominantly all of the haulage companies will say that they're pretty much only really 1% of their drivers are female. Oh, well, that's interesting to know. So you'll have to keep me informed on that survey.
I will.
Okay. So what would you say has been the highlight of your career so far?
Probably doing this. Someone cares.
And you say, so someone cares, people want to listen.
Yeah, you know, I think it's important. Yeah. That, and obviously being involved with the Women's Forum, I think that was, it's nice to think that we have a voice, you know, although we're a tiny little percentage, but if we can change it for that 1.7%, you know, it might make a difference across the board for everyone. Because obviously I have a lot of male friends, obviously, because there's so little of us women wise, but so if I can make a small change and everyone benefits, it's got to be a good thing. So yeah, but that and doing my class 1. My class 1 was me big. Was your big? Yeah, definitely. So that was your goal, sort of, once you realised that you enjoyed doing the drive and you wanted to be out on the road, then getting that class 1 for you was your goal. That was, that's been the biggest highlight of my and you've succeeded, and you've of your life, and you've succeeded. So who would you say inspires you the most? And that could be anybody that you look up to inside or outside of work. I would say my late husband. Yeah. So every time I get in a wagon, obviously I always say that seat is his, and he's in there, and I'm do it to make him proud. I get into that wagon every day to succeed at the day to make him proud, because obviously he died before I did my class 1. Yeah. Only just like it was about, I think it was about a month after he died, I'd passed my class 1. So he's obviously never actually seen me drive then. But I think I'd like to think that he was sat there proud as punch for me. Some days when I really mess up, and he's probably thinking, why? What's she doing? Why has she done this license? Giving me chronic pain. But I would like to think that he was my big inspiration to Jack. He was a fantastic driver, but him, and I've got one friend that never lets me down, and I can ring him at any time, night or day, and I'm like, I'm stuck on the M40, where can I go? You know, he's one of, and he's a driver. He's a driver, he's a driver. So obviously you've got somebody that you can pick up the phone to, and they've got you through the tough times, because you've had some tough times. And like you say, even all this time later, you still get in that cab and think, well, you know, I've got somebody there, and I'm going to make them proud. But any driver that I come into really of the day, I've not really had anyone that drives a wagon is an inspiration to me, totally, because I just think I know how difficult the job can be, you know. And I just look up something like little Amber, she's I look at her and I just in complete awe that I would never be able to get into life. I was like, trying to see over the steering wheel. She's 4'5". So anyone that's got the guts to get into a wagon is an inspiration to me. Totally. And again, for my 2 pence worth on that, when we did that Lady Focus Forum, I was completely in awe of the 3 young girls that we have got, because 21, the young girl from Chatham, she's 21 and driving around London, you know. That's a task in itself, just to maneuver around London in a car, never mind in a unit. Where their base is a nightmare. And so there was those 3 young girls that have done really, really well. Amber is an inspiration, as you said. Truly, Well, to be honest with you, I think that's, if there's anything that you wanted to add, I think that there was only one tip. I wouldn't be able to give them 3, but I'd give them one tip: give it a go. Just give it a go. If you even have a half a thought about it, just give it a go. And just try. Try it. Because you might be like me and just love it, and never have thought of it before, and then just give it a go one day, and look where it's got you now. Definitely. If you get the opportunity to give it a go, do it. Well, thank you ever so much, Becky, for your time. That's been lovely. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you.